Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I am here, I am here, I am here. I am 15 minutes late, but I am here, I am here. I apologize for that. I had some things I needed to take care of, but I am here. I told you all I didn't care if what was happening. I was going to always show up on Tuesday unless I absolutely could not make it. So I am actually here. I'm excited about that. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to a new week. Welcome to a new Tuesday talk with Lady O. This week's topic, 3 ways to stay motivated when you don't feel like it. If you are new to listening to Tuesday Talks with Lady O, I'm Olivia B. Shepherd. I am a transformation coach. I help women heal past wounds, grow life skills in order to transform their lifestyles. I am currently in the process of getting ready to do a 3-day series every Friday where I'm going to be helping you all transform yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. And so I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to get all of those things together, but I can't wait for you all to see that. But while I was getting myself ready for that, over the weekend, I literally didn't do anything because I didn't feel motivated. I was exhausted. I just was like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. So I spent the weekend really not working on that particular thing that I have coming up. Well, the first day is going to be Friday coming, but this weekend I just was unmotivated. I had no motivation at all this weekend. And so that's what I needed to wanted to talk about today, because a lot of people do come to me and ask me, how do you stay motivated to post content? How do you stay motivated to do your lives? How do you stay motivated to do your podcast? Well, it's hard, especially for those of us who suffer from mental health issues. It's exhausting trying to be everywhere, do everything for everybody. We're exhausted, and not to mention we're trying to take care of ourselves. So I'm not going to lie to you that it's exhausting. Okay. People on Facebook and Instagram or wherever your favorite platform is, people make it look like they're doing so much and it's so glamorous, but they never tell you the behind the scenes. Okay. We talk about that a lot. People don't show you what it's like to, not have on makeup, or what it's like to just not want to get out of the bed in the mornings to tackle your goals, to do the things that you need to do. So how do you stay motivated when you don't feel like it? Because there are days like this weekend past, I did not feel like it. I didn't feel like getting up. I didn't feel like doing any content. Not to mention I was having some technical difficulties. And I kind of was excited about that just a little bit, because that also meant that I didn't have to do anything. Because I was tired. I was exhausted, and I had no motivation at all. And I asked God, I said, please, give me the strength, because I'm just not there. A lot of the things that can stop our motivation too is, and this is why I'm so big on women or entrepreneurs, period, in general, men or women, getting your mental health under control, getting your mindset under control, because a lot of times you don't feel motivated if you're not making sales. You don't feel motivated if nobody's liking your posts. You don't feel motivated if you don't think what you're doing is attracting the audience or people that you needed it to attract. So that can actually too keep you from being motivated. Another thing that can keep you from being motivated is overeating or undereating. Because now you're exhausted. You're exhausted because you're too full, or you're exhausted because you're dehydrated. So that's some of the things. That's 2 of the ways that can keep you from being motivated. But I know that my motivation this weekend, my lack of motivation this weekend, I don't know why this thing is not sitting on my. I have this new little thing and it's not sitting there. I don't know why my motivation this weekend. I pretty much know why my motivation was kind of low this weekend. It's because I just was trying to do too much. I have so many things that are going on behind the scenes. I'm kind of overwhelmed with everything. And I just got to the point where this weekend I was just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. And so I stopped. I didn't do anything this weekend. I didn't do anything I needed to do, but it's okay. There are going to be times when you don't feel like being that you don't feel like being motivated to do things. You are going to feel that way. The most important thing about that is not to beat yourself up. When you start to feel that way, do not beat yourself up. Don't go to yourself, don't start talking to yourself like, well, I'm being lazy, I'm never going to accomplish what I need to accomplish. No, there are days when you're not going to feel motivated. There are days like that. And it's okay. But on those days are the days that you need to think about yourself the most. These are the days that you need to show yourself some compassion. These are the days that you got to say, now look, you got to get up. You got to do your self-talk. You got to do your affirmations. You got to do all those things. Or you can do like I did, and you can lay down. You can take a nap. You can refresh. You can give your body a rest. Give your mind a rest. It is okay. You don't have to be everywhere all the time. I know that tons of people who actually, are in business, they make it seem like everything is go, 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 go. You got to be up 24 hours a day. I'm sorry. That's just not possible for somebody that deals with mental health issues. It's just not possible. Okay. So when you are literally having those days when you're not motivated, take care of yourself. It is okay for you to rest. It is okay for you to unplug. It is okay for you to say, I'm not going to deal with Facebook today. I'm not going to deal with Instagram today. I'm not going to deal with clients today. It is okay for you to do that. All right. But here are 3 ways to stay motivated when those thoughts and stuff start to arise, when you start to feel the sluggishness, when you start to feel like I just can't go on. I need you to write these 3 things down, because this is what I need you to do in order to stay motivated so that you can carry on with your task and your goals or your dreams, things that you want to do. Here are 3 things that I usually do to stay motivated. Number 1, remember your why. Why did you start whatever you started? Why did you start your business? Why did you start your podcast? Why did you start your book? When you're writing, I know that you have writer's block, but and then some of you all just want to give up. I've been in that stage where I wanted to give up, but then I had to remember my why. Why did I start doing the things that I did? And the reason why I continue to keep going right now is because I made a vow to myself 4 years ago, when I was when I had my stint in the hospital. When I was writing in my journal, I wrote in my journal that I vowed to never let another woman suffer the healing process alone. I vowed that I would never let another woman suffer, or man suffer in silence. I vowed that I would never let anybody else go it alone. So that was my why. I wanted to continue to keep going because I had to save somebody out there. Even if it was just one person a day, I did my job. That's my why. So you write down your why. If you need, even if you've written down your why before, like I said, I wrote my why down 4 years ago, and this is 4 years later. I still have, when I'm feeling unmotivated, there are times where I will listen to podcasts. I'll listen to a YouTube. I'll do some meditating. I'll listen to some music, something that steers my soul up, something that makes me feel good, something that kind of aligns with my spirit. And then I kind of get motivated. I get motivated, but I always remember my why, because I never want to never let another person go it alone. No one should have to go life alone. No one should have to suffer mental health alone. So this is my why. So when you're feeling those unmotivated days and you don't know what else to do, and all you want to do is like quit, because when you're not motivated, you do want to quit. You're always going to say, why am I doing this? That's the time you write down why you're doing this. Okay. That is the perfect time to say, you know why I'm doing this? Because of my children, because of whatever. Whatever you decide is your why. You need to remember that every time you don't feel motivated. Number 2, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, this works. Clean your house. When you don't feel motivated, clean your house. Because what happens is when you are in clutter, your mind is cluttered. If your office space is cluttered, if your praying space is cluttered, if your meditation place is cluttered, if your house is cluttered, if your house is unorganized, if your car is unorganized, your mind is unorganized. Because now you can't find anything. You don't know where to do, you don't know where to you put this note at, you don't know where you put that note at, you don't know anything. Everything is cluttered. And when you are trying to be motivated, if the less stuff you have to do, the better it is. Okay. Now, if you are feeling unmotivated, but you got to clean your house at that time, everything is cluttered. Now you're looking at everything like, oh my God, now you're overwhelmed. See, with me, when I don't feel motivated, my house is already decluttered. So those are the things that I don't have to worry about. I clean my office space. I make sure that my house is organized because I don't like being organized and disorganized and cluttered. Clean your house. And then when the days that you're not motivated, you can't get out of the bed, think about, okay, all right, I need to just get up. Once you start getting up to go clean, you will start to get that working effort. You'll start saying, okay, you put some music on, you're cleaning this, you're cleaning that, you're moving papers around. Now you're motivated. Now you have this clean space. Now you can organize your thoughts. So if your house is unclean, if your office is not organized, if your space, everybody doesn't have an office or in-home office like I do, but if you have an office in your kitchen, if you have an office in the corner of your bedroom, regardless, make sure that it's organized. Make sure that it's clean, because if you have a disorganized office space, house, period, if you're cluttered, your mind is going to be cluttered. Okay, which brings me into point 3. Stop multitasking. Because what happens with that is, if you have so many things that you have to do, you're totally going to be unmotivated to do what you're supposed to be doing. Meaning, if your house is unorganized, if your house is not clean, that's one of the things that's going to be on your mind. You're not going to be thinking about your goals. You're not going to be thinking about what you want to accomplish, because now your house is not clean. Stop doing things and being everywhere for everybody. You're multitasking. You're trying to do something for this people. You're trying to do something for that person. You're trying to do something for your boss. You're trying to do, if you still working in the office. You're trying to do everything and be everything for everybody. Now you have no time to be there for you. Stop multitasking. Break those tasks up into smaller tasks. Get those things done. So when those days that you don't feel like being motivated, then you don't have so much to worry about. Multitasking is good. I'm a pro at being able to handle so many things at so many times, but I stopped doing that. My husband calls me, my husband says I have a monkey brain. He's like, because you're just all the time. It's not good to be able to do so many tasks at one time, because you're not being able to focus on the task at hand. If you are trying to focus on writing your book, but you got 400 other things that you're doing, you're never going to be able to write that book. If you're saying that I'm going to start my business, I'm going to start marketing my business, I'm going to do all of these things, but you got 400 other things that you're doing too, you're never going to be able to market yourself. Trust me, I know, because I was this person. I always focused on, okay, well, I'm going to do my business. I'm going to run this business. I'm going to run that business. I'm going to run that other business. And then I'm going to try to focus on, all of the stuff at home. Then I'm going to try to focus on my life. Then I'm going to try to focus on my healing. That's too much. It's exhausting. And what happens is you get so exhausted, you have to literally say, I give up. I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. Stop multitasking. You don't have to do everything for everybody. You don't have to be everywhere for every thing. You don't have to do that. You can say no. And I'm going to talk about in a couple of weeks, I'll probably start doing the boundaries talk, because I have to constantly keep having that boundaries talk. It is okay. That is a boundary. It is okay to say no to people. It is okay to say, no, I'm not going to do this. It is okay to say, not right now. You will feel more motivated to do what you have to do once you decide that I don't have to do everything. Okay? Yes, your body and your mind will shut down. Yes, it will. Your body and your mind will shut down if you don't say no. Now you're doing everything for everybody, and you said, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Now, when it comes time for you to do what you gotta do, you have no energy. And I'm gonna tell you about people. People will take from you. People will continue to take from you. People will continue to drain you to the point you're not doing what you're supposed to do, which in turn, then what happens? You're not fulfilling your dreams. You're not going after your goals. Because see, some of the times that's the plan. When you're trying to do what you're trying to do and you're bettering yourself, most of the times people that sabotage you, that's the plan. They want you doing stuff for them so that you won't work and focus on yourself. So in order to stay motivated, you're going to have to say no. You're going to have to say no. Now, this weekend, when I wasn't feeling motivated this weekend, it wasn't because I had other things to do. It wasn't because my house was dirty or whatever. And there are going to be times when you just don't feel like it. But this is the time not to beat yourself up. Like I said at the beginning, it's okay to not to have a day where you're just not going to do anything. Stop letting social media make you think that you're going to fall far behind if you don't do it today. Stop letting social media make you think that you have to be in this constant state of doing. You don't. Because guess what? They're not telling you that they're taking rests and breaks. Most of the time, the people that you see on social media now that are living these lavish lives and they're posting content is because they have help. You don't have help. I don't have help. Okay? They didn't have help at the beginning either. They were exhausted just like us. They were unmotivated before their product was selling. They were unmotivated before their book was selling. They were unmotivated too. But they're not going to tell you that now because they're trying to sell you something. So you're going to have to use your wise mind and say, you know what? I don't have to follow the trend. I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. I have to do what's best for me. And this weekend, what was best for me was to rest. I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes, some big decisions that I need to be making right now. I was non-motivated this weekend and I rested. I didn't get on social media. I might have posted something here and there, but I did not worry myself with trying to come up with content. I didn't worry myself, about trying to get my website together. I took a break. And it's okay. And as long as you are doing that and not beating yourself up, it's going to be okay. You will be okay. And I know that's, most people will tell you, when you take a break. Because I remember my husband even telling me, saying that I think Steve Harvey mentioned this, and this might have been before now, the new Steve Harvey. But I think the old Steve Harvey said something like, people who sleep don't win. People who sleep, miss all of this. Well, you know what? I'd rather be asleep and miss all of that than have this brain where I am constantly going and now you can't think straight. Because when your brain is unorganized, when your brain is on multitasking, you make mistakes. And to me, when you have to clean up behind your mistakes, that's what takes you the longest to get to where you got to go. Why not just rest, calm your mind down, and then go back and start? I found out that when I'm taking my naps, when I do shut my body down, when I decide that I'm going to take care of me in that moment, even if it's for 3 hours, what are you going to miss in 3 hours? What are you really going to miss in 3 hours? I wasn't motivated this weekend. What did I miss? Yeah, somebody else was out there selling a t-shirt. Somebody else was out there selling their coaching plan. Well, maybe it wasn't for me. I needed to rest. I wasn't motivated this weekend. And if I'm not motivated, it shows up in my work. It shows up in your work. When you are not motivated, it shows up. You don't coach like you should. You don't get on your lives like you should. Your content is trash. You can't respond to people because you're exhausted and you're unmotivated. And you don't have to get up and do everything because that's what social media told you needed to do. This weekend, I took a break. There are days now that I've taken long breaks. I don't particularly recommend that when you're in business. But this weekend I was unmotivated. I didn't feel like doing anything. I couldn't come up with any content this weekend. I was just like, whatever. And while I was resting, I said, oh, my Tuesday talk is going to be about how to stay motivated. There you go. My mind was clear. I was okay now. And I came up with content. And I came up with something I want to talk about today. All because I rested. All because I said no. And it's okay. All right. So that's it. I know that was quick today because I got to go run off to go get my baby from the groomer. So I know that was kind of quick. So y'all got to tell me, when you catch the replay, make sure you jot down the 3 ways to stay motivated. Make sure you save the videos or you can always DM me and say, hey, can you put that in a post? But I'm going to go back over it again. Number 1, remember your why. Why did you start? When you become unmotivated, remember why you started. My why is to make sure I am saving some woman out there, some man out there, to keep them from having to go life alone, to keep them from having to go through the scariness of mental illness alone. That is my why. So I try to show up. I show up on the days when, Monday, I wasn't even motivated Monday. Matter of fact, I didn't even post a workout video Monday, even though I went to go work out Monday, but I was so unmotivated on Monday. I didn't even post a workout video because I was unmotivated from like the weekend, and then it kind of sunk into Monday. I was in a funky mood on Monday, but guess what? I knew my why. I knew that I needed to go to that gym to work out because why? I needed to lose a couple of pounds. I needed to change my numbers. I want my cholesterol to go down. I want my blood pressure to go down. So I needed to show up. Okay. So that motivated me. And I did a really great workout. Even my trainer was like, I am so proud of you. Your lunges look good. I was lifting my weights. I did good. Even when I wasn't motivated enough, but I remembered my why of going to the gym. All right. So remember your why. Number 2, clean your house. I know that sounds funky. I know that sounds crazy. Like, what does cleaning your house have to do with it? If your house is cluttered, if your office space is cluttered, if you got paperwork everywhere, if I literally could show you behind the scenes of what my house, like, just because you see this, you're thinking, okay, everything is clean and that's all I show you. No, my floors are clean. My office space is clean. My papers are organized. Everything around me is organized. My house is organized. The clothes are out of the dryer. I don't have those things to worry about. I declutter as much as I need to because remember, I suffer from, I'm a bipolar woman. There are a lot of things I need to make easy for myself. So clean your house, declutter some things, because when your house or your office space is cluttered, your mind is too. So now you can't think straight. Number 3, stop multitasking. Stop doing everything for everybody while you're trying to do for you. Say no. You can't do everything. When you are trying to work on your goals, your dreams, you need to literally focus on you. Yes, ma'am. Decluttering physically helps with your mind. It does. I don't know if people equate the two. I think people don't realize that actually is a thing, but it is. It literally is. If you already suffer from mental health issues and you have clutter everywhere, or if things are unorganized, you are organized up here. And I may have to do a whole session on that as well. And I may show you how to declutter while I'm doing this, because people don't realize if you are cluttered, so is your mind. Okay? Stop multitasking. Make sure, because now if your house is if your house is cluttered, you're trying to do content. You're trying to write your book. You're trying to do all these things, but then you hear the dryer going, because now you got clothes in the dryer. You got to fold those. You got so much going on. You're trying to multitask. You're trying to fold clothes, feed the kids. No, you don't have to do all of that at one time. You can do what you need to do with your kids. You need to do what you need to do with the clothes. Then when it's time to write your book, when it's time to do your podcast, when it's time to make your content, sit down. Do everything else and then sit down. So yourself the same compassion, the same eagerness you show everybody else. You matter. You matter. Everybody else will get taken care of. But if they can't be taken care of, if you're not taking care of yourself, and when you're usually unmotivated, you're sluggish, you're tired, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to get out of the bed. That hurts you and it hurts your family and your business as well. You are not going to be able to show up for yourself if you're unmotivated. Trust me, I know. I've been in business for 20 years, and there are days before I caught my mental health. There were days when I was so unmotivated, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't go do a house. I couldn't do anything because I was so unmotivated. But because I was doing everything. I was using my monkey brain trying to do everything. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be everywhere. You can do what's best for you, then do what's best for everybody else. But if you're trying to go after your goals, if you're trying to build your business, it is best that you work on those things when you are motivated, but when your mind is clear. And this weekend, I came up with doing this particular live because I rested. I didn't feel motivated. I knew that there were some things that I had going on. I was overwhelmed in my mind. I took a break. I thought about it, and I came up with the concept. And that's how it goes. Okay. So when you're not feeling motivated, make sure you eat good. Make sure you drink water. A lot of people don't realize too that, your health, can keep you in a state of, sluggishness and laziness. Make sure you eat properly. Make sure you're drinking proper water. Make sure you're getting the nutrients in your body. Because for those of us who suffer from mental health issues, your chemical imbalance has a lot to do with the foods you eat. I learned that. So when you're not feeling motivated, think about what you ate that day. Think about what you ate that weekend. Think about what you're putting inside your body. Because maybe it's not you don't have any motivation. Maybe it's just that you're tired and you lack energy because you ate something you shouldn't have been eating. That has a lot to do with it, with your motivation. So remember your why, clean your house, stop multitasking. Those are 3 ways to stay motivated. Those are the 3 ways now that I have learned to stay motivated. But trust me, there are tons other. And there will be a whole hour broadcast. So we're not going to get into to the other ones because it would take me an hour to go through everything, but you get the point, right? Just 3. Just start off with those 3. See how that works out. And then say, hey, Lady O, can you send me some other ways that you stay motivated? Okay, I use those. Those were not working for me. Please reach out to me. But the most important ones right now, that first one is to remember your why. Remember your why. When you are feeling unmotivated, go ahead and put some podcasts on, preferably mine. Put some podcasts on, put some worship music on, put anything that makes you feel good. Anything that pumps you up. Be around people that pump you up. Be around people that call you and say, you know what? You sound, you know what? It was so funny today. One of my sorrows called me today, and I actually had a mask on my face when she called me, but I heard her say, she was like, well, how you doing? And I said, I'm okay. But I guess I sounded kind of, not okay through my mask. And guess what she said? You're not, wait a minute, hold on, what's wrong? Because you don't sound that cheerful person like you usually are. Get around people like that notice that about you. Get around people that say, hey, sis, okay, I'm not liking the way you're looking right now. Get around people who will motivate you to be better. Motivate you to do what you have to do. Motivate you and say, hey, all right, now I ain't feeling this whole thing about what you're doing now. Hold on now. And I was so happy because my sorrow was like, hey, you don't sound the same. But it wasn't because I was unmotivated or I was in trouble or anything was wrong. I had a mask on my mouth and I was actually in a grocery store, so I couldn't talk loud. I couldn't be my cheerful, laughing self because I was actually trying to respect, everybody else in the store, But guess what? Get around people like that who notice that about you. That is a great motivator. People around you that uplift your spirit. People around you that keep you positive all the time. That's what you need to be doing. So take those 3 ways right now to get unmotivated, to stay motivated. Make sure the 4th one, be around positive people. Make sure you have people pumping you up. Make sure you have people that are behind you, cheering you on those days when you're having those bad days, those days when you just feel like you can't go on. Make sure you have the proper people behind you. All right, that is it. I'm going to pick up my boy so he won't think that mommy is never coming to get him again. Y'all have a great rest of the week. On Friday, my first session, Transform You in 2022, is going to be all about taking care of yourself mentally. That's going to be the first series, and that's going to start Friday. That's going to be at noon. Of course, that's going to be broadcast everywhere. But I'm going to have an awesome guest. She actually is a organizer, a home organizer who actually organizes homes, but she incorporates mental health with that as well. So look for the first series of Transform You in 2022 with my first guest, Miss Tori Truesdale, who's actually a okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have it on. I'm gonna have it on Facebook. I'm gonna have that series on Friday. Is gonna be on Facebook, Instagram. It's gonna be on my YouTube channel and in my Facebook group. That's probably why you could find me, because it's in my Facebook group as well. So yes, like I said, she's a home organizer. This is what she actually does for a living, but she incorporates mental health with it, with decluttering homes. So funny, we just talked about that. She literally does this for a living. So I cannot wait for the first series of Transform You in 2022. Physically, it's going to be, I think it's mentally, spiritually, and financially. That's what it is. I have to look at it when I say it, because I haven't been saying it much. But the first lady is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to talk to her. So I'll have that everywhere posted, and I'll have the links and everything that everybody can go to. So I will see you all on Friday at noon for the first day of my series, Transform You in 2022, with Miss Tori Truesdale. I can't wait to talk to her. I can't wait that she tells us how she incorporates organizing homes with mental health. I cannot wait for that to start this week. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you all on Friday. Have a good rest of the week. Thanks for joining me live, for those of you who join me live. And for those of you who would catch the replay, please let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye.